obviously good to have you on. But for the listeners, man, just tell the listeners who you are, what you do.
Oh, go on. Yeah, my name is Brother Lono and that. I do music. I've been doing music for a while. I can't really put a number on it, but I can say I started taking it seriously after like 2 years ago. I've been doing music since I was like 14.
Yeah,
Um, and that's it really, bro. I've got a normal 9 to 5. I fund this music shit like it's real now. Like, you know what I mean? I do
yeah,
this
yeah,
proper now. But
yeah,
yeah, man, I dropped my tape the other month just to see if I can do it, just to see if I can do a project. And yeah, we're taking it upwards now, bro. Like, there's no lacking now. We gotta
yeah,
make it now. So
yeah.
yeah, bro, that's me.
You know what's sick about that as well? Like, not many people, like people are like artists, they don't admit that they work 9 to 5 and do the music thing. You get me? They just want to make it look like they just want to show you the visual of you in the music video. You get what I'm saying? But that's the only way a lot of these artists are hustling now as well.
Yeah, man, there's no shame in it. And also, not just that, it's like everybody wants to be Hollywood. I like people who grinded for this shit. You're more relatable to me. Like you trap, that's fine. If you do a 9 to 5, that's fine too. Get your money how you get your money.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't pass no judgment on how people do their thing. But yeah, bro, like I have a good job. Like I ain't gonna sit
Yeah,
here and act like I'm slaving. I have a
yeah,
good job. Like, but it's not what I want to do forever. I know what I
yeah,
want to do.
yeah,
So that's why we do music. Even though everybody's fucking doing music, but
yeah.
that's another discussion.
Yeah, no, it's true, but it's just good to hear people say
But
that in
no,
it because a lot of people, like a lot of artists, especially when I was like maybe a couple of years ago, and they would never admit that. Do you know what I mean? But a lot of them, a lot of the artists that we probably look up to or we listen to, they probably had jobs of their own. Do you know what I mean? On the side that they've been doing, and like even
yeah, for sure.
do you get what I'm saying? So it's good to hear people actually say like,
Hmm.
I've got a job and I've got my music thing here and I'm gonna do the two of them at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure, bro. That's the beauty of the grind, bro. I said that on Twitter the other day. You have to
Yeah,
love the grind, bro. Otherwise, you can't do what you do, innit? And bro, I worked all these silly odd jobs for years trying to subside, uni and all of the other shit. But
mm,
the music has always been the current constant, always, always there when I need it. So it's like I'm gonna put my energy into what I love instead of putting my energy in just making 9 to 5 money. I'm actually
yeah.
gonna invest it in me
Invest it,
and,
man.
and do this
Invest in
thing proper.
yourself, man.
So
Mm,
yeah,
no,
exactly, bro. Like if you don't, who will? You know?
that's it, man. That's it. It's true. How did you get into music? What was you said you started rapping at 13, MCing at 30 and 14. What at what point did you think, "Rah, this is what I want to do"?
To get girls. It was, everybody was rapping like in year 8, year 9, and I wanted to do it because I'm trying to get girls like everybody else. Shit.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
But when people stopped, I continued because I really love grime in it. Like I
Mm,
really love flows and bars and stuff. And at the time when I was younger, I didn't have like the best like bars, but I sure had flow. And I
yeah,
was like, I could be talking shit, but people would listen. And then I was trying to do other shit. Like I went drama school, I did university, I did other shit.
mm,
But the current constant was always music, and I just got better and better. So when I hit 23, 24, 25, when I hit 23, 24, I was like, let's do this proper.
mm,
Let's do this properly. Like let's not lack.
yeah,
So I did a black box. I did a video here, video there,
mm,
but then just life in it got in the way. And
yeah,
then I think last year I really put my foot down and said, what are these people? Most of these men that are doing music aren't better than you.
mm,
So do something about it. Like the reason why these men are where they are is because it doesn't matter if they're better than you or not. They're there because they put money in themselves, time in themselves, consistent. That the next you can be the best rapper in the world, but if you're not doing what you need to do, others will surpass you. So I really sat down and I was talking to my boy Biz, who you had on the show.
mm,
That's my bro from like 20 years.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it was like, do this properly. Like, do this properly and
Mm,
see where it takes you. I dropped the tape and I'm having a interview you. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's true, man.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you don't put yourself out there. You know, well, what's the saying? You miss the opportunities you don't take 100% of the time, right?
exactly, exactly.
So I've decided to take it seriously. That's what it is now. So now it's full throttle. Like we're gonna do it. You know.
Yeah, no, I hear that, man. You know what? It's mad because, like, obviously, people, you don't see this positive side of people. All you see is the kind of rapper, trapper, driller. That's the thing that's kind of in now, isn't it? But when you sit down and hear someone talk to you
Yeah.
and the way you just broke it down, it's mad that a lot of people don't have that kind of. They just want to get from A to Z. To get what I'm saying? They don't want to put in the time, the effort, the money, the work.
That's
You get what I'm saying?
they want all of the shit that's Hollywood. Like that's what they
Exactly.
want. I learned that when I was acting. When I was in drama school, I just wanted to walk the red carpet, and I just wanted to do interviews and to promote my film. But the grind to do all of that is fucking mad, bro. You may think you're the shit, but they look at you and be like, what? Fuck out of here with that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
music is the same thing. You
Mm,
think you're the shit. Like, the thing with music is beautiful is even if you do make it, let's say you have one track and it blows, yeah,
mm.
that doesn't mean you're staying there for a year. You still got to put in that work to maintain
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and to continue to be where you are. You get too comfortable, you're out of here, bro. You can't
Mm.
do that. You got
No,
to put
it's
hard.
true.
The key is you got to put hard work in everything you do.
No, it's true,
So
man. It's true.
yeah,
You speak about drama school, man. Like that's obviously something that you probably done from, I'm assuming from early age. Um, what was that
mm.
like? I know you just touched on it a little bit, like it was hard work, but what was it like? What got you into that? Was that something that you wanted to do as well as music and obviously go to uni? But was drama something that you wanted to get into as well?
Yeah, for sure. Like I loved it. Like I wanted to be an actor. I still do. Like there's still a passion of mine, but it's not like priority. It's what I wanted to do when I was younger, and I was able to get into identity. I was on there for like a year,
Yeah, yeah,
and it was cool. I met a lot of good people, but the experience, the people I worked with, like they don't look at you. They don't really care. They claim that
yeah.
they care, but if you can't make the money, then they don't really care. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
I kind of saw it for what it was, and it's like,
Mm,
I'm not
yeah.
really on this. Obviously,
Nah.
I do for you, you do for me, but
Mm.
if you're paying ridiculous amounts of money and you're still in square one, I can't keep spending my money on something like this, so I'd rather invest in something else.
Yeah, it makes sense, man. Makes sense. And obviously, segueing out of that into the visuals for Heat, man. I was looking at that the other week on the YouTube. It's a cold rhythm, man. Appreciate that one. There.
Yeah,
Sick.
man. I appreciate that. For me, the song is just a freestyle. It's the first
Yeah,
song of the album,
yeah,
of the tape. I wanted to just put it out there because look, I'm not like the biggest fan of drill. It's not really
yeah,
my scene, but I respect people who do it,
yeah.
and I want people to get their money. So
Mm,
I know I can flow on it.
mm.
I wasn't gonna do the same flows on it. People do the same
Yeah,
flows,
yeah,
and that's probably the reason why everybody thinks they can rap nowadays.
exactly.
But I wanted to do something different. Still have that grimy flow on that shit.
Yeah, and that's what comes across with it as well. Like when you listen to it, it's got the two. It's got the two elements in there. It's got obviously the drill element, but then the flow is more, I would say, more grime. Do you get what I mean? Which I think works well. Like I think it works well. It's doing well. I think last time I checked, it was on like 11,000, 12,000 views. I'm not really a views person. Like I don't really look at views too tough. But to see someone do that on their own channel and do you know what I mean, building it up already, it shows that obviously you're doing
Yeah,
something right.
it's mad. Like I had a lot of good feedback from it, a lot of followers from it, a lot of people giving me opportunities from it. That's just
Mm.
one song. So just imagine
Yeah, yeah,
it consistent. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. You just got to keep that momentum and then just build from that now, innit?
That's it. You can't live off one song.
It's true, man. It's true. But
I wanted people to know that I can rap, bro. Like I'm not one of these people that are just doing music just to try and get money. I can do
mm,
this shit and
mm,
stay and last. That was the mentality of the song.
mm. Yeah, and you can hear that though in the bars. You know what I mean? You can hear it, like even the content as well. It's not like everyone's got that same. They're talking about the same stuff in everything that you hear now. It's almost like a copy and paste, and we'll get onto that. I got something I want to talk about actually, but it's like a copy and paste thing. You get what I'm saying? Like people just literally taking other people's
Yeah, yeah.
flow. doing all of that kind of thing. So it's good to see, like, obviously, someone actually someone actually take a bit of time. Do you know what I mean? And sit down and not just get the beat and just like verbally say what they want to say. You get me? They're putting in a bit of effort into what they're doing as well.
Exactly. Like for me, it's everybody likes to copy and paste because they feel like it's just the easy path, right? This guy's doing it like this. I'm gonna do it like this. It's kind of herd mentality. I don't really operate like that. Like
Mm.
for me, I know what I like. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, I'm old school. I just know what I like and I know my influences, and so I kind of wear that on my sleeve.
Yeah. And sort of growing up, like, what were some of your influences around you at the time? Like, whether it's musical influences or just family, who was it around you that kind of built you up to be who you are today?
Just kind of like my surroundings, just kind of like the area I live in. Obviously, my family, because I'm the only boy in my house, so man's got that sensitive touch, you know. But like my surroundings, the people I live with, you know what I mean, things like that. Man, I got a lot of musical influences. Like I'm a big fan of flow. I'm a big fan of witty bars. I love shit like that. But
Yeah,
when I was growing up, it was a lot of singers, um, like Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston, and you know things like that. I always say, somebody asked me this the other day, the three greatest songs to come out of this country, in my opinion, is Return of the Mac,
yes,
Sade's Smooth Operator, and
yeah,
Craig David's 7 Days. Those
yeah.
are the three best songs to
Cold
come out
man.
of this country ever. And the
Yeah,
songs like that influenced me, and just how times have changed from when we were growing up to now, social media, all of this other stuff. I thank God that I lived in an era with no internet, bruv, you know, like that.
it's true, man. It's
So
true.
really my surroundings and my family and just life and
Mm.
seeing how good it can be in the other side. So
Nah, that's it, man. That's it. But yeah, I agree with you, man. I think a lot of people forget about Mark Morrison, like returning the back, because like as much as
it,
he done,
it,
he only had that kind of one. I know he had an album, he had loads of albums and different singles, but the fact that he was doing that and there wasn't really many people around at the time
mm,
that looked like me, you, and him. Do you know what I mean? That was doing
exactly.
that on top of the pops and all of these big things and getting in the charts and that. That was a
Mm.
big thing. Do you know what I mean? Back then as well.
Man came out with a blade jacket, just slaying.
Yeah,
You know, like that. And
yeah,
I respect him, and even if it's one song, that one song will live forever.
yeah,
Sometimes
bro.
I
He's,
forget.
he's he's probably still getting paid for that now. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
you get what I'm saying. So it's worked well for him. And like I said, back then there wasn't that I can remember. There wasn't really many artists, black artists, at the time that was doing that. You get what I'm saying?
Mm.
So
And it's so
yeah, man.
important.
Mm,
It's so important to understand culture and understand that back in the days it was one or two of us doing it. Now we're shutting it down now, you know.
yeah,
And
it's
a lot of
true,
people
man.
like to fight the influence, but again, that's another discussion. So
But I wanted to ask you as well because obviously I was on Twitter yesterday, or I think it was yesterday or the day before, and no names, but obviously there's a well-known MC that was copying and pasting bars and putting it into another song with another known well-known MC. I just wanted to get your take on what you think like about ghostwriters and people taking bars off other people and just recycling them. What's your thoughts on all that?
ghostwriting is calm because guys like Kanye West have ghostwriters. Like they admit it. They'd be like, "Yo, we have like I have writers on my shit." It's like a director doing a TV show. A director doesn't always write for his TV show. He gets writers.
Yeah,
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 stealing bars and then claiming you're the king or prince of something. You can lick balls, bro. That shit's foul. That shit is
oh shit,
foul
yeah, it's
because
bad, man.
music is personable. Music is yours. Your style is yours. Your
Yeah,
flow is yours. The thing about one of the main reasons why I decided to stop acting for a bit and to continue to pursue music is because everything I create is mine.
yeah, yeah.
My bars, my flow.
Mm,
I like to switch up bars, switch up flows. It's mine. You get me? If
mm,
you are now stealing shit and claiming you are the king, you're foul.
yeah,
I
it's
don't
true, man.
rate it. and I will never ever rate it ever in my life.
It's
You don't
true,
do
man.
them things.
No, it's
Like
true,
if
man.
you do it and you don't know that you did it fair, but he knows what he's doing because he's done this before. I saw a
Mm.
video. I never rated him. I saw a video where he did a freestyle. Was it P110? I don't remember what channel it was, but it was a freestyle on a channel, a
Mm.
big channel. And somebody literally did a side by side of this fucking guy spitting the same
Oh
way
shit,
this
man.
guy is spitting, bro. Nah, man, I'm gonna hold back on shit. Like, you want my opinion? I'll give it to you, bro. That
Yeah,
shit's
it's
fine,
true, man.
bro.
No, it's bad.
I
It's
know,
bad.
I know that you're working with an influence of mine.
Yeah,
I love Jeremy. That is my
yeah.
guy. He was the guy I listened to growing up in secondary school, where
Mm,
I said I can do this. He's
mm,
the guy. It was Jeremy that I listened to, and I was like, yeah, this is the guy. 96 Bars of Revenge, you know,
yeah.
Voodoo Rhythm, Serious, them things there.
Mm.
That's my guy. I'm not mad at Jeremy, but
No,
this
no, no,
other
no, no,
guy,
no. Mm.
other guy's foul.
Yeah, and I think as well, I think JME will be pissed as well because obviously he doesn't want to be associated with that. You get what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
he would never want his name attached to something like that ever.
I'm Jeremy, bro.
Mm,
Working with somebody who's fraudulent, nah, it can't be me, bro.
mm. Yeah, it's mad.
I
Like,
respect me trying to give somebody an opportunity who's coming up. I get it,
mm,
but that's
mm.
foul.
Yeah,
That's
and it's
foul.
like you said, it's not even the first time that he's done this as well. Like he's done it before. I think I think he's been caught out a few times doing the same
Two
thing. So
times.
you would think now that artists would kind of like think, well, hold on, you've done this before. I might not work with you, or let me hear your bars first. Let's
Mm,
clear this bars before. Let's go and check to make sure these aren't, do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Prepaid bars that you got from Amazon or something like that. You
it's
get me?
wrong,
Like
bro.
it's mad.
It's wrong, bro. From
Yeah,
Amazon.
like no, it's true, bro. Like I agree with you though. Like I think ghostwriting, because don't forget, like there's people out there that are paid to ghostwrite, and
Yeah.
songwriters are the same. You get what I'm saying? So that's different. That's you're paying someone to write your bars. I ain't got an issue with that at
Mm.
all.
Just you normally admit it anyway. You don't
Yeah,
hide
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Dre don't write his bars. You got Eminem to write his bars. Kanye West.
Exactly.
My favorite Kanye West album is Late Registration. That's my favorite Kanye West album.
Mm.
Hella ghostwriters on that shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Cameron,
yeah,
hella ghostwriters.
yeah,
But he
man.
admits it. He says it, and I don't have a
Yeah.
problem with that. But you're
Mm.
full plagiarism, bro. Claiming it's yours, working with big
Words.
eyes. My favorite footballer is Thierry Henry, and you got to shout out on him. Are you mad? I'm pissed, but that just tells me if somebody like that can make it, anybody can make it.
Yeah, and I've always said that to people. No one's better than anyone in this industry or anything. Like there's no
No.
one that you can sit and say. Obviously, you've got the higher elite levels of people, the artists. But when you
Mm,
talk about like a Yeezy or flipping whoever, they're
mm,
not better than anyone. They're not. They just. Do you know what the thing is? I treat artists a bit like football. Some people get
mm,
scouted. Some people don't get scouted. Some
mm.
people get scouted shouldn't even be touching Premier League
Facts,
or Championship. You get what I'm saying? But
facts, facts, facts.
some people that are playing non-league football that I know should be playing at top level.
Some of the some of the best ballers you will ever see.
Yeah, like they're playing Sunday league football, and I'm telling you, they
Mm.
could make it in any Premiership team, any of them. But it's just the
Uh,
luck of the day. You get what I'm saying?
yeah, it's all about avenues and stuff like that. Like
Mm,
for
mm,
me, more power to him. You're making your money. You're doing your thing. This is why for me, the king of grime and the king of this and the king is so fucking corny.
yeah,
Everybody has their era.
mm,
Everybody will have a difference of opinion. If you think you're king, bless. Because if you don't think you're the king of this shit, don't do this thing. But
exactly.
it's still corny to me, especially when you're plagiarizing. It's just like I'm the prince, I'm the king. You're not, bro. You're
Yeah,
not.
bro. How can you be the prince of something if you can't write your bars?
You're
Like that's
stealing flows.
yeah,
That's
it's mad, bro. It's
fucking
mad.
foul, bro.
It's
Like
mad, bro.
my
But
advice to all the artists out there: whatever is yours, isn't it? Don't steal nothing, bro. Just do your thing. Just do it. Like I'll give you so when I was doing some music, right? I was like my tape, for example. I got my favorites from the tape, right?
yeah, yeah.
But none of my favorites are most people's favorites. I'm like
Mm.
my most streamed song on the Heat tape is a song called No Strings Attached, and I'm like, this is a sex song, bro. What the fuck is you
Yeah,
know what
but
I mean?
it's
It's
yeah.
gonna bang, but it's mine, right? It's
Mm,
mine.
mm,
This guy
mm.
is proper like. Are you that insecure that you don't believe in your own talent that you got to steal bars and flows, bro? I don't fuck with that. I would never fuck with
It's
that
true, man.
ever,
No,
bro.
it's true,
That's just
man.
me, innit?
No, no, no,
Like
no. It's true.
long live the real, innit? With the real. That's all I
It's
want to say
true,
on
man.
that.
It's true, man. But you spoke about the King of Grime, so we're gonna have to bring it up in it. Stormzy Chip. Welcome
Yes,
on. Mm.
I love
Tough,
it.
man. Yeah, yeah,
I
of
love it,
course.
but should Stormzy reply? Yes. Is he going to reply? No. And
You
I'll
don't
tell
think
you why.
so?
No. I'll tell you why he's not going to reply. Chip has come at him with an angle. This isn't Wiley where it's like suck your mom, you're not grime, fuck your sister. You know how to barter back and
Yeah.
forth. If I cuss your mom, you're gonna cuss my mom.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Oh,
Yeah,
you don't have a dad in your life, cool. I'm gonna cuss that. Oh, your
yeah,
sister's paying, I fucked her. Yeah, that's just it, right?
yeah, yeah,
But Chip has come with an angle. He's come from different directions. It's like a UFC fighter. I'm not gonna just punch you. I'm gonna kick you in the leg and punch you in the stomach. Chip is one of the best guys to do that.
mm,
Stormzy has to come back not with a response, but he needs to clear the air. That's how bad it's got.
yeah,
Chipmunk didn't say suck your mum. Chipmunk said you came to attack me on Black History Month, and then
yeah.
no, not Black History Month. You came to attack me on a
Black Lives.
protest, Black Lives
Yeah,
Matter, and then you're gonna go back and do a protest. That don't really make sense. That's the kind of artist Chip is. Stormzy has to come with a different angle. This is how I see it. You see when Drake was having beef with Pusha T, right? Pusha T came out with one of the best albums of the decade, by the way. Pusha T came out and said to Drake, "You don't write your bars." Drake was like, "Oh, okay, cool. I can compete with that." Came out with Duppy Freestyle, good freestyle.
yeah, yeah.
Pusha T said, "Oh, you're gonna mention my wife? Calm. I got something on you. Several porn star. You got a kid for a porn star. Your producer's dying of a sickness, and your mom and your dad's marriage was failed.
Yeah,
How is she gonna respond to that?"
yeah, it's true, man. No, it's true, it's true, it's true. It's like
Drake was
humble,
like,
isn't
okay,
it?
Drake was like, "I'll take the L. I'll take the L. Come."
Yeah,
But Drake's career is too big to kill. And
yeah,
Stormzy is at that point where whether you reply, you don't reply, Chip is not going to kill your career.
yeah. It's true. It's
You
true,
need
man.
to come, even if you come back with a diss and it's dead,
Mm,
the career is fine. Your
yeah,
fan base is set in stone. You're
it's
calm.
true. It's true.
But for me, Chipmunk is a smart man, very analytical, very, very, what's the word? Not pragmatic. What's the word? This escaped me. But he's very, very tactical in what he's doing.
Mm.
And look, Stormzy has to reply. And I think I was talking to my boy Biz. Biz was like, he talks about Maya, it's done. It's done. It's done. But
Yeah,
but
it's true.
in conclusion, I don't think Stormzy will reply. But if he does, it has to be better than Suck Your Mum, King of this, King. No, no, you need to come back with something more. And it's been
Yeah,
how? What? It's been a month now, 2, 3 weeks.
been about
Do
three
you even
weeks.
want? Do you even want to hear it? Do you even care?
Yeah,
Like,
I still need that, man. I still need that reply,
I
bro.
need it too.
You
But
get me?
this kind of thing is kind of dangerous for grime. And what I mean by that is people love to say grime is dead until it's a dub.
Mm.
I really like people are like, grime is dead, grime is this, grime is that. But as soon as two heavyweights are in the ring, all of a sudden,
Start
grime.
hearing. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I know a lot of people watch UFC,
Mm.
but back in the day, a lot of people weren't.
Mm.
People were like, oh, whatever. Oh, Conor McGregor's fighting. Oh,
Yeah,
I gotta watch UFC now.
yeah.
Connor's not fighting this week. No, leave it, leave it. So
It's that bandwagon thing, isn't it? Like where people
yeah, right.
jump on it. Like I remember a prime example of that is I watch NFL as well as
Mm-mm,
NBA and the football, but come
I'm
like
with you.
come Super Bowl, I've got people telling me about NFL that have never watched it apart from the Super Bowl.
What's a pick six? What's
Yeah,
that? What's a first down, bro? You don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. So it's
You
mad.
don't know.
You get me? I just think,
I can't lie. I'm one of them people still. Like I'm an NBA fan. Like we can talk about NBA till the cows
mm.
come home, but NFL, Super Bowl. Oh, Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, that's my guy. Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's
I
mad
don't know
though.
shit.
No, it's mad though, because like the grime, what you said about grime is exactly the same. Like people will say it's dead, and then as soon as like the dubs come out, everyone's on it again, and then
Exactly. It's like
grime's never gonna die. It's never gonna die.
Grime. Gig said it best. Gig said it best. How can a genre of music die?
Mm. Yeah.
Grime
How?
can't die. There's too much influence in this. And plus, grime is ours. Grime is from the UK. Grime is ours.
So
American
only
touch.
we can kill it.
Oh, exactly. We can cut the head off if we want to. And we don't give a fuck if America likes grime. I
Mm.
see so many people trying to convince guys like Charlemagne about grime. You don't give a shit if you care about grime or not. That's ours, my G. Whether you like it or not. We don't want to hear any of your RSP on grime. I don't want to hear Big Sean on a grime track. I don't want to hear, I don't want to hear Kendrick Lamar do a track with H. I'm good, bro. Like, I'm calm. Like, if you
Oh shit, man.
like it, you know where the door is. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But for me, this is my thing. I don't give a shit if you're Stormzy doing gospel or if you're AJ Tracy doing the American style stuff. Just understand that grime is always going to be the foundation of a UK artist.
Mm.
If you're a
Yeah.
UK artist, I like AJ Tracy is a good example. AJ Tracy don't do grime no more. He
Mm.
don't touch grime, but his foundation and his come up was grime. I don't
Yeah.
have a problem with that. You know, I don't have an issue with that. Even Tiny Temper tried to do a little grind thing, but then man didn't accept him. All of a sudden, he was one of the biggest. You know what I mean? Like the fucking wifey would get fuck out of here. Like, you know what I mean? But his foundation was grime, so I don't have a problem. But just for that explanation alone, grime can't die. Grime can't die. So
No,
that's
can't.
just my opinion on that.
Yeah, no, it can't. It definitely can't die. I think there's too much. There's too much foundation and things have been done for it to always
Like,
survive. It's a bit like drum and bass. People will tell me now, oh, dubstep, even better. Dubstep, they'll say,
mm,
oh, dubstep's dead, blah blah blah. But if you go to a dubstep rave, they're packed out.
it's
There's
packed out.
there's people there that still want that. S-
Mate,
Like you're not gonna kill it.
it's what you said is so true. Okay, it had its highest peak. Doesn't
Mm,
mean it's dead.
mm,
You know what I
mm.
mean?
Yeah,
Like I
yeah,
remember 2011, 2012 days, it was dubstep every day, every
yeah,
day.
yeah,
But you
yeah.
don't hear it now, but it's not dead. Like you said, go to the club, they play it, it's mad.
Mm. Yeah, it
Go
goes
to the
off.
right, it goes off. So
Mm.
I agree with that, 100%. I agree with that.
Yeah, man. No, it's funny though because like yeah, people will say it's dead, but I think if Stormzy does reply, which I don't, I think he will. I think he
Mm,
will reply. I think he's going
mm.
to. I
There's
think
no time
he's
limit.
yeah. I think he's smart because he's realized. You see, for me, Chip, when he said mixtape coming soon at the start of
Mm,
both them videos, Stormzy's
mm.
not gonna go. Oh, let me help you push this mixtape.
Good
He's
point.
gonna wait for the mixtape to drop, and
Good
then
point.
he's gonna come back and say,
Good
"Listen, we've
point.
dropped your mixtape. Let's go and check
Mm,
your numbers. Let's go see what your sales are saying, and then we're gonna
mm.
come back and we're gonna do this thing." But
You know what? That's a very good point. I ain't even put
mm,
because I always say this to my boys. Like I always say, most times if somebody's doing a diss, they've got a
mm,
mixtape or an album
yeah,
around
yeah,
the corner to sell. It's a smart business plan. Like when not Stormzy, when Chip was beefing with Bugsy Malone,
mm,
these men were dropping EPs and mixtapes. Like you know what I mean? They were dropping, especially Bugsy Malone. He dropped like 3 EPs in a year.
yeah,
You know what I
exactly,
mean? Trying to
exactly,
capitalize on that. And I've got no problem. Like, get your money, my G. Like, you
yeah,
got no
yeah,
issue. That's a good point. Stormzy's the biggest artist in the UK, bar maybe Dave.
yeah.
So why would I help you sell off my name? It
And
just doesn't make any sense.
and it doesn't make sense at all. So I think he's going to, but I think he's just waiting for the right time. But
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you're right. He doesn't need to. He doesn't need to respond as well.
He doesn't need to respond, but I don't want to hear him ever say I'm the king of grime or I'm the prince.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm. You can't do that. Like
Mm.
you can't. Okay, you're the king of grime, then don't respond to Chip. Like what the fuck are you talking about? That's like saying I'm the heavyweight champion, but you're not fighting the number one contender. It don't make no sense. So
If you're
can't be
ducking and
claiming that.
diving, you can't duck
Exactly.
and dive. You get me?
I know, and you can't just be picking your opponents. Like, okay, some people are not on your level. If this next MC that hasn't been popping for 10 years tries to come from my next, shut up, man. But
Mm,
you went for Wiley, right?
mm,
You went for Godfather, right?
mm.
And people said you won that. You did 2 disses and you kept it moving. Why? Because you cost his mom and sister and this and that. You went to a different country. Chip, like I said, Chip's come with a different angle. He's
It's
come with
true, man.
it's a different kettle of fish. So you need
Mm.
to know how you're gonna handle that.
Yeah,
So
it's gonna be interesting to see, man. But
yeah.
yeah, no, I'm hoping. I think by the time we drop this episode, hopefully you may have responded as well. We never know. So we could be talking about something that we'll have to do a part two and go, flipping out, like he responded.
Bro, so,
But
something needs to say 2020, my G. It might as well be this.
it's
It might
true,
as well
man.
be this.
It's true. But no, I wanted to touch as well on just because you mentioned Black Lives Matter, and I wanted to touch on how you feel, and obviously it's Black History Month this month as well, nearly finished. But I just wanted to get your views on how you
What's
think
it?
that's going.
It didn't feel like it. It didn't feel like Black History Month. I was just seeing my country die on the TL. Like, I'm Nigerian, I see it.
Mm.
Like, I didn't really see Black lives celebrated this month. I think it was a fast, to be fair. Black people shouldn't have a month. You know, we should have a fucking, should be every month. You know,
Exactly,
like,
exactly.
it's so, oh, we're going to just give Black people a month. Americans
Mm.
can have it in February. People from the UK can have it in October. It's dead, bro. I didn't even feel like we were being celebrated this year. What
Mm.
I was seeing, all I was seeing is my country burn and Rashford giving out free school meals. That's all I saw. Cause like,
Yeah.
what was, how did we celebrate Black lives in the month of October? Then the only thing I saw was the Premier League. I think like Jordan Henderson and two other people were talking about Ian Wright and Henri.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's just
okay.
them token things. Like Sky's always doing them token things though. Like they feel like they've got to do it. Do you know what I mean?
Mm,
Like they should just not do it because I think a lot of the time, even like the whole, when the football season came back and they had Black Lives Matter
mm.
on the back and all that, the
Yeah,
shirts,
yeah,
all of that was just to say like tip box.
yeah.
Like when you work in like a job and obviously the diversity thing, they've got to see a black guy or this guy, or they've got to have someone who looks like that, or a couple of females. You've got to have someone who's got a disability in there as well. It's just a
Mm,
tick box, bro. Like all of that kind of thing for me, I just see it as a tick box. And as much as do you know what I mean? I'm proud of like the fact that I'm black and that this and all of that. I'm proud of all of
mm,
that. But I just
yeah.
feel like you could never box me in for 30 days or 31 days and tell me, listen, this is the month you've got to be proud that you're black. Like I wake up every day and I feel like that. So what? I can't do it on
Facts.
the January 15th.
Oh shit, it's the white month. I can't be
Yeah,
proud of that.
do you know what I
Fuck out.
mean? Like, what the hell, man? Like,
I'm a black man, bro, and I'm proud to be a black man. But
yeah,
forever and always, I couldn't see myself being anything else. Our flavor, our contribution to the world should be celebrated every single month.
mm,
I will never have a time for a racist. I am that cutthroat. If you were racist once, you're dead to me. The fuck are you going to be racist and hate somebody because of the color of their skin or their sexual orientation or their religion? Get the fuck out of here with that shit. You see that MC? I always talk about this. There was this MC. What was his name? The one that was out here he was spitting in Yoruba. Then he blew, and then all of a sudden they were bringing out old tweets that he was a racist, cussing Nigerians and black women from back in the day.
there's been a couple. I think there was one guy called English Frank, and there was another
Not
guy.
him. I know him though.
Yeah, there was
Who's the
another guy.
guy? He
I
had
know who
a
you're on about. I
he
know,
had
but I
an
can't remember
interview
his name.
with what's her name? What's her face? The toxic girl. She's not toxic. I don't know her, but what's her name? What's her name?
I can't
Uh,
remember, man.
she's in my face. Anyway, this white guy, he was spitting in Yoruba. Everybody was ready to take off their pants for the guy. Then when everybody was getting outed for their old tweets, this guy was cussing black people.
Mm.
Fam, he was dead to me. There's no apology in this world that will make me be like, yeah, let's accept him. No, 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 no.
No.
As soon as you cross a black person, I
Mm.
don't care who you are, in what status, you are dead to me, bro.
Yeah, man.
Fuck that. We're
Yeah,
too
it's
good for
true.
that.
Yeah,
We're
it's
better
true.
than that. Then the
True.
man are gonna try and apologize. No, no, no. You know what you said when you said it.
And I think that's because I'm not obviously I'll go on Twitter every now and again, but I think times have changed now with social media. You can't
Mm.
be. You see, if you're racist in this day and age, they will track you down. If you're
Facts.
if you're a bad racist, they will find out where you work, where you live, what your kids' names are, all of that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Facts.
And I love that. I
I
love
love
that.
it.
You know what I
I
mean? Like,
love it.
I remember Wilfred Zaha. I think just before the end of last season, so when they
Mm-hmm.
started, and he was playing Aston Villa. I think it was Aston Villa, and there was a 12-year-old boy. They found out he was 12 in the end, but he was
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
giving him the racist abuse online. Like, what the fuck? Like, how do you even know a racism is at 12 years old? Like, you shouldn't know
No,
that.
it's taught.
Mm.
It's taught. He's probably seen it. It's taught. He feels entitled at 12. Shit, they feel entitled at 12, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's mad. Like,
It's mad, bro. Like, you're
yeah,
out here DMing a footballer who's making more money than you ever will, calling him N word this, N word that. They
yeah,
tracked you down, bro. And I
yeah,
think he got arrested, no?
yeah. He did.
Have it. Because
Mm.
none of that shit. Gonna cut
Yeah,
somebody because of their color of their skin, make them feel low. Now, we're not living in the 1800s no more. You know
mm.
what I mean? I see videos of people getting called the N word and then they're getting punched in the face and they're like, oh my God, why did you do that? Are you mad? You know why? Calling me the
Yeah.
N word this, black this, monkey that. Nah, black
Extremely.
people, we are amazing,
Yeah,
and we should
of
never
course.
ever forget that.
Mm,
When we were doing those Black Lives, rallies and marches, I've
mm,
never been prouder.
mm,
Never
mm.
been prouder,
Yeah,
because all we want is equality. People are like, oh, I don't want all of this politics. It's not politics. It's just human nature.
we just want the same equalities as everyone else that's living
The
on the
fact that
same
we have,
planet.
the fact that we have to question that,
Mm,
it's a crack. It don't make
mm,
sense. It don't make
extreme.
sense. I don't. Why am I asking for equality? It should be just given.
Given to you. You shouldn't have to ask for it. Do you get what
I,
I'm
I,
saying?
I just one more thing on this. I remember when John Boyega got Star Wars,
Mm.
he got nothing but racial abuse,
Oh yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
like, you may will rather have aliens than that, but a black person can't be on Star Wars. I'm done. I'm good. I've seen it all.
The
I'm
same happened
cool.
to Idris as well. Remember
It's
Idris when
just well,
they said he was going to be the new James Bond, and
this one, they're
they
like, they lost their shit. They're like,
yeah,
oh, black person, James Bond. Ah, I'm
shit,
boycotting.
man.
Not boycott. What makes sense, mate? You know, like that. So it's like, what the fuck, bro? Like, I
Do you know
don't.
what? Do you know what I think though? I think with all this like the Black Lives Matter, the protest, and not the
Mm,
fact that it's being pushed into people's faces a lot more, but just the fact that it's more visible. I feel
mm,
like it's allowing people to be a bit more racist though. As
for
crazy as that
sure.
sounds, like I feel
Because
like people are doing that.
they question the fact that they question it is like
Mm,
positive to me. They're like, why are we
mm,
having these protests? Why are you knocking down these statues? Because these
yeah,
statues are fucking slave owners,
racist.
bro.
Yeah, slave owners, man. Mm,
Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like,
mm,
I live opposite a museum,
mm.
and the museum gave out flyers asking, "We have a statue of a slave owner. Should we take it down?"
What do you think?
What did you like? You know the answer when you ask yourself the question, right? Like,
Yeah,
so, like, I don't know, bro. Like, it's so mad to me that black people have to ask for equality. Not just black people,
yeah,
gay
yeah,
people, Asian people, all
yeah.
types of people.
Mm,
The world is already a hard place to live in.
mm.
My heart broke when that 17-year-old committed suicide, the
Yeah,
17-year-old
yeah,
footballer that got cut by Man City.
yeah.
The world is already hard to live in. The
Mm,
fact that we have to argue about should kids have free school meals, should black people have equality, these are questions that don't even need answers. You know the answer.
bro, they're
It's like
basic human rights.
it's like 1+1. It's basic
Mm,
human rights.
mm,
The fact that, you know what I mean? And I don't want black people to just be like, oh, you got to play football or do music for you to succeed. Could be a
mm.
lawyer, could be a doctor, could be
Yeah,
anything you want to be. Don't
mm,
let people feel like the color of your skin makes you lower than anybody, because
mm.
they're not better than you.
No,
They're not better than you. I remember when the George Floyd thing happened and these three white dickheads recreated it. All of them got kicked
yeah,
out of their uni and all of them got arrested.
yeah,
I love it.
yeah. Yeah,
Let's
the
keep that
impact of it's
same.
good though. I think that's gonna. The only thing I think now we've got to keep, not to say we, but as people, we've got to keep that going. If I see shit like
Yeah,
that now, I don't stand for it, and I never have. To be fair, I've never
yeah.
stood for that. But I think a
Social
lot more
media.
people need to. Yeah, a lot of people need to stand up, even in like workplaces as well. Like I know a lot of people, like they work like regular jobs, like me and you, and
Mm,
flipping. They've got to. You've got to stand up to it in work as well, because I think people do it in work thinking they won't
mm.
get away with it. Sorry, that they will
Bro,
get away with it. Sorry, yeah.
the funny thing about this generation is that they're not happy about a job, they'll quit. It's not like back in the day where it's like, shit, I need to get this money, I need it, I'm gonna tough it out. This Gen Z generation, they don't give a fuck. They'll quit the job. Like they're just like, oh, swear down, I'm gone.
Mm.
Have you clocked how racist secondary school was?
Yeah,
Teachers.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Teachers
Mad.
would rather fight you for selling Lucasades and cookies than actually fight you for racism. Mad.
It's a good point, man.
I know for a fact when I was in secondary school, I was racially abused and I didn't even notice.
Yeah, yeah, I think you're not
I think
alone
that's
there as well.
everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
that's
a lot of
everybody.
people. When you go back as well and you think how you was treated to
Mm,
how other kids were treated that weren't black, then you think
exactly.
about the difference there with some of the teachers, and you look back now, and you think, raw, like I didn't even pick up on that. But
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, it's mad. But
yeah, man.
I hope there's change, man. I think this is the start of change, hopefully.
I'll
But
be real with you, bro. I'm gonna be real with you.
mm,
Racism's never gonna die.
no, no, no,
Racism
it's
is
not gonna die. It's not gonna die at all. It's
never.
always gonna be here.
It's always gonna be here.
Mm,
But black people and all people of color, because I'm not gonna say BAME, it's a shitty word. Black people and all people of color will stand up, will rise, and we will get the equality that we're looking for.
Yeah,
because
I agree, man.
the more you're going to be racist on Twitter, we'll find you.
Mm.
You want to be
Yeah, of
racist,
course.
we'll find you. You know
Yeah,
what I
of
mean? We're
course.
not going to stand for it. It's not going to be like back in the day. We have a voice now,
Yeah, yeah, of course,
and
man.
they're going to wish that we didn't.
Yeah, yeah, of course. No, I agree with that, man. I agree, but I hope, obviously, there's change, but I know that there's always going to be that element of flipping having to tackle that. So I hope
Yeah, for
there's
sure.
change, man. I hope there's
For
change,
sure.
but um, yeah. Swiftly moving on. That was a good conversation, though. I enjoyed that. That's you know what
Yeah,
I
for
mean.
sure. Like
But
like talking about color is always techie in it, but
yeah, no,
it's
it's got to
got
be
to
had
be
though.
it's got to be talked about.
Yeah, yeah,
Have those
man.
uncomfortable conversations that people don't want to hear.
Yeah, it's true, man.
Listening
But
to
so top five albums. What are we saying?
Sticky. So I'll say this as a disclaimer. I didn't start listening to albums properly until I was 17, 18 years old.
Okay.
So you're not gonna get no like Boy in the Corner or I Am Chipmunk on me because when I was growing up, it was literally singles and anything that was on Channel U at the time, right?
Mm.
So I'm not gonna sit here and be like I'm not a novice, but I won't say like I know everything. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
old Kano tapes, old Gets tapes, I couldn't tell you.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
so
yeah.
so my list is quite recent.
Hmm.
That being said, my list is fucking dope. Skepta Konnichiwa is my favorite album to ever come out of this country.
Okay.
That album was one of the albums that made me be like, I wanna do this music too. I wanna do this music too. It has a little bit of everything in there. Skepta's best album by far. Um, so Skepta Konnichiwa is number one. Number two, um, is Jamie Integrity.
Cool.
Man Don't Care is one of the greatest songs to ever come out of this country. And I should say that this is the UK national anthem. That's number two. D.E.E. Jackham. That came out 2018. D.E.E. and that album, if anybody wants to get into grime, you listen to that album.
Yeah,
D.E.E. is a guy who does ABC 1, 2, 3 lyrics.
yeah. Mm.
But he is the epitome of flow,
Mm.
cadence, and presence. He'll come on my track and do a 1, 2, 3, 8 bar, and it'll be the best thing on the fucking song, bro.
Yeah. It's
And
true, man.
that album has all hits, no misses. So Jack, and that came out 2018. I'm actually currently listening to his Double or Nothing album.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like what I hear so far.
I need
So
to
that's
listen to that.
something.
Mm.
Is the song with Gigs is
Mm.
fourth album. Fourth album would be. See, that's a tough one now. Fourth album will probably be uh Kano, Made in the Manor.
Yes.
Amazing album.
Mm.
See, I know a lot of these albums came out last decade, but what I will say is that with UK artists, the older they get,
The better they
they
get.
age the better they get. They age like
Mm.
fine wine.
Yeah,
Jay Z is
yeah.
an example of that. I love Jay Z, love the Black Album and the Blueprint, but my
Mm.
favorite Jay Z album is 444.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
my
I
favorite
agree.
album. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So
yeah.
the UK is the same thing.
Mm.
The older
Mm.
they get, the music just gets so much better. And
Better.
I know Kano's had some an amazing discography in the past,
Mm.
but Made in the Manor is. But I will also preface this by saying, Classic Deja is one of the best grime songs ever. Him,
Yes.
DW, and Gets,
Yeah, man.
yay!
Yeah,
What a
yeah,
fucking man!
yeah.
I heard him perform that with violins and string instruments. I was like, oh
Yeah.
my god!
Yeah.
Yeah, that's number four. And
Cool.
number five is a tough one. Number five, I was thinking about this. There's three albums.
Mm.
Little Sims' recent album, which should have been up for a Brit.
Mm.
You know, I forgot what it's called, but it's got Venom on there and some other
Oh
songs.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
She's the best female artist, and
Oh yeah.
she doesn't get her props
I
at
think she's
all.
I think she's just one of the best artists, not even just
Period.
in terms of female. I think she,
Period.
you know what I mean? Like she's definitely one of the
Period.
artists. Yeah, yeah.
And she didn't. She should have been. Her album should have been up for a Brit. I
Mm.
think.
Yeah, yeah, it's that
Um,
good.
it's that good. I
Mm.
know it went to psychodrama, but she should have been up. She's fantastic. She is one of a kind. Um, Gets is what's it called again?
The New Testament.
That's it. The New
Yeah,
Testament. Pick
mm,
up the phone and all of that.
yeah,
Ugh.
yeah. It's cold, man.
And then Wiley's first Godfather that he dropped.
Yeah, that's cold as
First
well.
Godfather, the one that he did, the songs that he did with Devlin, songs that he did with Ice Kid and Chip.
Yeah, that's cold as well.
I'll
But I
probably
think,
go with that. I'll
yeah,
probably go with that.
yeah. There's some. That's a solid list, man. That's a very solid
Yeah,
list.
it's quite recent. Like I said, like
Yeah, I think you're right though.
like the older these artists get, especially in the UK, they just get better and better.
Mm,
Things are tighter, production is better, and I'm not saying they didn't know who they were before, but they've just perfected their sound, and
yeah,
they can go toe to toe with anyone. These guys are
mm,
great. I like
yeah,
my list.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
my list
it's
is
a good list, man. It's a good list. I think that's probably the best one that I've heard so far. Um,
man.
yeah,
It's
I'm just trying
all
to think
just
back, but
kind of the peak at their time, like peak of their powers. Like it's just so good, and like
yeah.
all of these guys have done albums after the albums that I've just named, and
Mm,
they're good albums, but I feel like everything I've named is that
it's their
particular
best.
artist's best work,
Mm,
and
yeah.
that's just how I feel. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, that's a solid list, man. So what's next for 2021, man? If we don't all get put into lockdown, what's the vision? What's that looking
If
like?
if we're still in lockdown, we're still gonna do music. You get me?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm dropping another tape, bro.
mm,
Fuck it. Like I wasn't gonna say anything, but fuck
mm,
it.
yeah,
I
man.
want to do a new tape called Don't Shoot the Messenger. It's gonna have 7 tracks on it. Five,
Yeah, man.
6 tracks are done. I gotta
Mm,
write for one more track, but I'm gonna record next week.
okay.
And yeah, the last tape was to see if I can do it. I've proven that I can do it.
Mm,
This next thing is gonna be fucking mad. This
yeah,
next
man.
tape is going to be something special, bro. So I
Mm,
want to drop that, and I've been going to drop a couple visuals for that. And then
yeah,
after that tape, we're gonna just drop singles, songs
yeah,
until I feel like doing another project, bro.
yeah,
As
man.
long as I'm consistent,
Mm.
we'll get to where we need to go.
Yeah,
That's
no,
how I
that's true,
feel.
man. That's true. That's true. Definitely true. And you need to get all that on the Spotify, Apple Music, all of that as well. Get
All of
that
that,
on there.
all
Yeah,
of that. Come to the music channel. I've got a couple features piped. It's
yeah.
gonna be great, man. Like I'm the kind of artist that cares about bars, flows, or mine.
Mm,
You're not gonna hear the same shit. You're gonna
yeah,
hear good beats. Like I'm going to my when I do music, I want to make sure that it's all hits, it's all
mm,
bangers. I don't want you
yeah,
to listen to my album and feel, or listen to my song and be like, "What the fuck is this shit?
yeah,
What's this? What's that?" I want you to understand that my sole purpose in this music thing is to make sure that you man are entertained and you
yeah,
love the shit. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Of
Definitely,
course,
definitely.
of course, I want to make my money too, but you know,
Yeah, bro, who doesn't,
yeah,
man? Who doesn't? Who
you
doesn't,
know
man?
the
But
thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
man.
no, man. But I'm looking forward to obviously more music. Like I said,
Sure.
the stuff that I've been hearing so far is just it's cold, man. I think it's a different as much as it's a lot of it is grime and it's a lot of that kind of stuff. I think a lot of it is the content that people are needing. They're not like I
It's,
said earlier. It's not just bars. You get what I'm saying?
mm, it's all about quality, man. I want to give people quality. I
Yeah,
don't want to give people fluff. I don't want to give you something that somebody else has done. I want to
mm,
give you quality. And I
yeah,
live off crime. I live off
mm,
just great beat. You give me a good beat, I
mm,
can write something for it, you know. And I just want to give the people quality. That's all it
yeah,
is. That's all I care about at the end of the day. So, we'll get there. We'll
yeah,
get
man.
there.
No, appreciate that, man. But just before we wrap up, man, what's your socials, like the Twitter handles and the Instagrams?
Classic Lono. Classic Lono, one word, all socials, YouTube, Classic Lono, Twitter, Instagram, Classic Lono. So the heat just dropped, so go and listen to that. I think we're 12,000 deep on that. Um, I talk about football on Twitter. That's what I do. Football and Twitter is my TL, and Instagram is there too. So come
Yeah, man.
through, man. It's a
Yeah,
good time.
I feel like we need a part two because we haven't touched on any of the football stuff that I wanted to do. But
That's
yeah,
not,
man.
bro. I don't want to show my ass right
Like,
now,
we'll
bro.
wait till like after the next window to see if you sell Ozil because I think that's a bit of a mad one that he's not been in the squad. But yeah,
Oh
let's
yeah, we could talk about that. We could talk about that next time for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. But now, but
I
lovely
love
coming
having.
on, bro.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah,
Always, always.
I
Take it
appreciate
easy,
that,
man.
man. Yeah, man, and you cool, bro.
Love.